after doing a bit of research on the internet, I decided to come back and have a look at the valve adjustments or valve clearances and get an accurate measurement of where this bike sits with its clearances. I've set the engine so that the right bank is at top dead centre. That's a 0.05 gauge and fits under the intake of the left bank just about. It's not too tight, it's slightly grabbing. Yeah, it's slightly grabbing. I've tried a 0.06 and that doesn't fit. And well, save you having to see the next same thing again, but those two are 0.04. I'm going to measure that one the way you're supposed to and see how it goes. The left bank is now at top dead centre. I'm going to check the exhaust valve with it's hard to see that. It's a 0.04 millimeter gauge. Yeah, that's definitely not going under. Technically the limit is between 0.003 and 0.008, so it's possible that it could be a 0.003, but this fall is not going anywhere near to getting under that, so I highly doubt a 0.03 would fit. Next step is to see what size shim that is under there. I'm pretty sure it's a shim over bucket, so it's slightly easier to get to, but it still means I have to unbolt the cam caps, and I don't know if I have to do anything about that cam chain tensioner, but yeah, I've got to find out what that shim size is. Taking out all the bolts for the cam caps. Some of them were done up really tight, and they made that really frightening crack when you undid them, as if you just snapped the head off a bolt, but thankfully none of them snapped. This is more of a note to myself, but I've noticed each cam cap has a letter stamped on it. So that one, top left is A, top right is B, bottom left is C, bottom right is D. And I'm hoping these cams are marked differently too. That says R8. That one says, well hang on, that's easy. That one says EX for exhaust. That one doesn't really say anything useful. I was expecting there to be a marking. That might get wiped out though, I suppose. And that's just, yeah. These are the cams and the cam caps. I've had a quick look at the lobes and the bearing journals. They all look fine. Notice there's some kind of thrust washer on the left hand side of each cam, or thrust shim, one of the two, something like that. Now I need to find out what size valve shims are on the bike already. This is what one of the buckets look like, and underneath where is it? So there we go. You can see the valve and the retainers and the collet on top. So it just covers the valve. And initially I couldn't figure out how to get this off, but then I realised I got this suction cup thing for polishing valves. So yeah, just push that on. Oops, so difficult, 100. Yeah, and just pull it out. No problem, because the shim here is resting in the top, but the oil was just, by capillary action, just holding it into the bucket. So I think I've got to get rid of the oil out of there to get the shim out. Got the shim out. It's a little bit tricky. What I had to do was stick this back on, and then through that little gap there feed in a little bit of brake cleaner to dilute the oil that was basically gluing this shim on, and eventually the oil broke down and it fell off. So it's a nice pattern on there. Interesting. So this is a shim. Oh, and it's marked. Don't know if that's the size. 268. 2.68. Don't know. Need to measure that. Got the calipers out. Started off with that one first, but then realised it doesn't go down to tenths, which I need. And I've measured this in a few spots, and it is 100 and 5 thousandths, and how many tenths? Well, I've got between 3 and 5. I've measured it in a few spots, so it's 0.1054-ish, and that comes out to be, oops, 2.677. So 2.677, which tallies with what is said. Where is it? No. There it is. 268, so 2.68 millimeter. That means I need a thinner one of those, and I think they go in 0.05 millimeter increments. So I'll buy a smaller one of those. Next size down and see what that's like. They're a bit pricey. I think they're about a tenner each. I'm going to call it quits for now, so I know where to go from here. But whilst the top's open, I think I'll measure the other three and see what size those are and keep them for records. Yep, making good progress.
I've made a huge mistake.
Last night, whilst I was packing up and trying to put things away, I had a major balls up. Do you notice the difference between that one and that one? One of them is missing this thrust washer. Last night I was going to put these back in the engine, and one of these went sailing down there. Oh cock. So that means the engine has to come out. The washer did initially get trapped down in the chain, and I tried to reach it with a magnet stick, and I'm pretty sure the washer is stainless steel, and the washer just went straight down and tinkled somewhere in the bottom of the engine. I've had a look on in the service manual, and you can't, well, that washer is not going to go and fall in the sump. It's going to fall into the bottom half of the case. The sump has got a load of obstructions between it and the bottom half of the crankcase, so I've got to get the engine out, well, the exhaust off, engine out. What else I've got to do? Take the sump off, take off any ancillary stuff there, and then take off the bottom. Well, I've got to split the case really. It's no going around it. So drain the oil. I think most connections are disconnected. Take the battery out. I'm gonna put these back in, just so I know where they are. I'm not going to do them up tight. I'm just going to put it all back in and put the cover back on, which is there, and then get that engine out.